gonna love this.
I want to hear it. I'm objective. You're critical.
Anico at the disco.
He's positive. Join the Mixtape 615.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday,
It is the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
forever. Testing 1 2 3. This is a Mixtape 615 podcast, and we are the voice of who? The fans. That's you. We're gonna talk to Nashville SC real quick, so lock in with your boy Tunji, aka Young Turtle, Lee Soccer Face, SF Doom, the DR Kid, affectionately known as Steam Poppy, Yamame 454, aka I'm considering my ties on his beach in Belize, feeling cool like a summer breeze. Hey Austin, Logan, if Eddie tags if he gets another yellow card, how many shots from Malort are we taking?
As many games as he's suspended, because he's gotten plenty so far.
Well, if he gets another yellow, he's gonna be suspended, and I will be taking multiple shots of Malort at, say it with me now, Lucky's 3-star bar.
Lucky's 3-star bar.
Yeah.
Lucky's 3-star bar. All right. This is a Mixtape 615 podcast. Once again, Austin, can you tell them who you are?
Yes, absolutely. I'm Austin, aka Wild Mane, aka Ginger Snap, aka the Fumbling Dublin, aka Chicky Parm, aka Red Beard, who is still the dopest pirate in all the 7 seas. I've been catching up on watching my my One Piece, so I'm all in that.
Me
pirate.
too.
That pirate.
Dude, me too.
Dude,
I'm 400 right now.
I was gonna say I'm
There
episode
you go.
like 282, and I've put in a
very nice.
year's
Yeah,
worth of
catch
work
up,
on
bro.
it already.
Yeah, catch up, bro.
All right, well, Logan, tell me who you are.
All right, guys, y'all know who it is. It's Logan, aka Beer Main, aka Manga Main. Yeah, on that One Piece as well. What up? Aka Merch Main. Speaking of Eddie Taxath, got that Pokemon Trainer Eddie shirt. It's dope, so dope. I love this shirt. I'm not gonna lie, turned out great.
Yeah. Guys, he sleeps in it.
AKA, oh yeah, AKA Lucky Logan, and this is the Thunderbird with the Underberg. Excuse me. And this is the Mixtape 615 podcast, brought to you by the Mixtape 615 supporter group, the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville, in all of soccer, in all the world. And you guys know, jump in with us. Go to mixtape615.com. That is mixtape615.com, and run this pitch with us. Jump in, join the verse, join the song, be a part of Mixtape, and you get to be a part of that Nashville soundtrack. It's amazing. Guys, Mo Salah about to break records. It's amazing.
Oh my God, bro. Good,
I know. I got to.
Here, bro.
Plus, Vancouver hitting 5 with White in the back, hitting 4 out of their 5 goals. They are on steamrolls right now. They've scored more than anybody else in the MLS, and they've allowed fewer than anybody else in the MLS. Vancouver's on a crazy run right now. Let's be honest. There's a ton of soccer news out there right now, including the fact that Mo Salah is very much up for the Ballon d'Or. In my opinion, the front runner. Nobody can disallow that. Come on, y'all can't deny it.
How's that
Hey, you know
Champions
what?
League run
You know
looking?
what? How's
existing.
Arsenal's run looking right now?
Pretty good.
How's Arsenal's run looking in the Premier?
All right.
Let's talk about that.
Nottingham Forest is even up on you. Come on.
I
But
don't care.
there's tons of soccer news out there. We could talk all day about it, but we want to bring it back to Nashville because we do have a match that we just played here at home. A pretty chippy match, if you will, against RSL. Austin, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to break down, yes, just like Logan said, it was a chippy, it was gritty, come from behind win at Geodis for the boys in gold, took down Real Salt Lake 2-1. So let's dive into how this match unfolded, guys. Key performances, what it tells us about the state of Nashville SC right now. So let's talk about the early narrative, right? Another goal allowed early for Nashville. This is now what, the 5th? I think it was, if I was looking correct. Yeah, it marked the 5th time this season the Nashville conceded first. And so I'm not really liking how we're coming out. But the response, guys, I mean, Dan Lovitz coming in clutch. I mean, the guy is looking good this season. I was unsure before the season started. I just want to formally on air apologize to Dan Lovitz for me doubting him. He is proving all of, myself included, all the naysayers wrong. But he scored his first goal since back in June 2022 rose up and buried the header from a set piece, beautifully delivered by your boy Eddie Tagseth.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was textbook timing, good movement, just like that. Nashville's back tied 1-1. Tunji, what is your takeaway just from watching that first half? The grittiness, the back and forth, the come from behind with Dan Lovitz getting up.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to see. Like I've seen some, and you forgive me, I forgot exactly what the stat line was, and I believe it was either Steven Robinson or my guy Jeff said this on their channels about how Nashville is not the best team at closing out games, right? And we all kind of knew that. Like we're terrible at closing out games, especially if someone scores on us first. But with the week we had before, where we had to watch our captain go down, get kicked in the face, and go down, to now coming out and putting everybody on alert. Like, it doesn't matter how it gets done, but we will get it done. Like, that's, I mean, there are teams where they can lose their talisman, their anchor, and they're just going to be kind of, not good for the next couple of matches. We didn't look like that. I mean, the fight is there, and I think the fight's coming from Eddie. I mean, I think everyone's starting to get their Eddie, get into that Eddie mentality. Here's my main, you want to know my main thing? Eddie Tagseth was this close to a goal, bro.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man,
this close to a goal,
bro.
I just need that goal to go in, man.
Yep.
If it goes in, what's the Norwegian beer, bro? I'm drinking. That's all I'm drinking
absolutely.
for next week.
That's what we need to find it.
Some ring this Pilsner. I can't say it, but I'll find it. I'll find a Norwegian beer for Eddie's first goal.
That's what we want to see. But I mean, that's 4 goal contributions though for Dan Lovitz. So we don't want to discount what Eddie's been doing, because I mean that assist comes number 3 for Eddie. But 4 goal contributions for Dan Lovitz. Logan, what are your thoughts on Dan Lovitz coming out strong this season?
I mean, he's needed a breakout. I think he's one of those guys we slept on when it comes to a make or break season. And this kind of is for him. He's got to show out. He's got to show up, because he is now one of the older guys. He's one of our vets. And he really, with Walker going down, had to step up and help command that back line, because nobody else could do it. Nobody else is going to do it like he. We've got 2 new guys on there. We have a young guy in Jack Mayer, regardless of the fact this is his 6th season in the MLS, which is still kind of crazy to think about. But he's still a young guy. Dan's going to be the guy that has to anchor that back line, even though he's on the far left. So for him to step up, for him to honestly not just jump up and get a header, but to truly actually flick that header back into that back corner.
Strong.
Oh my gosh.
It was a veteran move. That wasn't just a lucky bounce off the head. That was a veteran move.
It was precise. It was calculated. It was exactly what you need to see in a veteran presence. And it was somebody who helped in that first half calm this team down a little. There was a lot of frustration, especially with Hany and Sam. You saw a ton of like back and forth, yelling at each other, because Sim's stepping in and basically just taking Hany's spot in some ways, and Sam going, you know what? Let's go. And Hany sitting back there, upset with it, rightfully so. I understand. I mean, everyone wants to be competitive with that, but having Dan do what he did, it really did help calm some of that team down, even though Sam and Hany did have their words.
I mean, that's what you kind of need.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about Hany and Sam. We'll move on to the second half. And we know what happened in that second half. We'll get there, but Real didn't let up. They kept it chippy. Joe Willis, had to make 4 big saves just to keep us level. So they were definitely coming strong. Saw a little bit more aggression from Nashville in the transitions, which I really liked seeing that. But then stoppage time, guys. Stoppage time in the 90th +1, so 91st minute. There was a handball in the box. Or Was it that what they called?
No,
or
it was
the push.
it was
Or
no,
it was the push. No, not
Yeah,
handball. It's the
yeah.
push.
You're thinking
It was
about
the
the
push.
last
Sorry.
match.
They took
that
Hany
he
down.
stopped.
I realized I was like, wait, no, that was last match.
See,
Sorry,
you see
it was the
how
push.
traumatized we are by these 90 plus
From that
minute
last
goals,
one.
bro.
No, stoppage time penalty worked out for us this time. We've lost the last two on late penalties. It worked out in our favor this time. Hany drawing the penalty. Yeah, he went down a little soft, but hey, he had the contact and he did what a captain does. He felt the contact in the box. He went down, drew the penalty, and guys, Hany gave it up. We were talking about wanting to see somebody else taking this. He was 1 for 3 this season of his penalties, and so the fact that he handed the ball to Sam Surridge, I think actually showed a lot of maturity for Hany. So Tunji, Logan talked a little bit about those exchanges, but your thoughts on like seeing those two have words and then Hany handing it to him.
Logan, you take it.
I mean, I was just gonna say, like, this did not look like a move of not having confidence from Hany. Hany took a couple shots on net early. He had some good shots on goal. But this did not look like a move of, I don't have confidence in myself, you take it. It didn't even look like a move of, all right, prove it. You need to prove that you're going to be this good. It looked like a move of, hey, right now you're going to give us the best shot. I'm going to bow down to that. I'm going to take myself out. I'm going to humble myself a little bit and give this to you so that we can actually win. He didn't give it up for himself. He didn't give it up for Sam. He gave it up for the team. And that was a huge, huge sacrifice from him that paid off in a big way, including making sure that our social media girl is okay. She did catch her phone. She didn't get knocked down. It's okay.
But
no,
yeah,
this, I mean, you talk about like it being a move of maturity. Like I for sure, like I feel like one, you've got to be realistic, right? Like if you're Hany Mukhtar right now, like you're what is he 1 for 3?
1 for 3.
Yeah, 1 for 3.
Yeah,
this year.
And then if we go even further back, the record gets worse.
Yep.
So he's looking like, I think it was finally time for him to say, like, you know what, man, I don't have to take everyone. And he did his job in this whole game. He did his job. He got us the PK, right? Like we all have, all of us, the whole fan base has made, like, we've talked a lot of mess about Hany for being so soft, right? Like always going down so easily. And we know that everyone in MLS knows he's going to go down soft, and the refs know that too. And they don't always give him that. But, there are players like Hany Mukhtar who are professionals at going down at the right time. And I think Hany just had to remember, he's like, hey, I got us to this point. I am still the leader, but you know what? Like Logan said, who's going to be the best person to give us, like, who's going to give us the best chance of converting here? If Hany is thinking that that's Sam in the moment, that's a great, like, we all kind of were thinking it on our own, like, hey, bro, it's not looking good for Hany. I don't want to keep having to come back to this podcast or every week saying, man, dude, like, I wish Hany would have I'm glad that he took the decision in his own hands and said, let other people, let's share the rock. Let's let other people take a shot at this. And like you said, Logan, I mean, it was a good moment of maturity. It was also a moment of realness for me. Makes me respect him even more. Like it's gonna be hard for me. Like if he continues on this character progression, like development trajectory he's on right now, I'm like, yo, he's going into the history books as a legend in Nashville SC.
I mean, he is either way. He's the Golden Boot winner and MVP for Nashville, but even more so, he'll be more of a legend in our hearts than he is now.
Yeah. For showing that humility.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to focus on Hany. We'll do that coming up, but I also want to transition us to is it Jason? Is that how you say his name? Jason Palacios?
Yeah, it's just Jason. Okay. Yeah, it's Jason.
First start as a boy in gold, Walker's out with his injury. He led the team in 47 passes, played the full 90 minutes, had 11 recoveries. The guy looked pretty solid. Filling in with Jack Mayer over there. And so I want to, say, I don't think we're so far gone. We were a little concerned with Walker going out. What is the backline going to look like? Because we were giving up these late leads or late ties, I guess it was. So with how he played, do you guys feel a little bit more comfortable or confident in our back line?
For sure. I definitely do. I mean, I hadn't really said much of it, but I remember when we picked him up, I was interested in him because of kind of his background and then like what he brought to the table. And honestly, in the last couple matches that we brought him in, he hasn't made any huge mistakes, but this game kind of solidified it for me. It's like, okay, like we do have depth on the back line. And what we set out to do in the summer, or sorry, not in summer, or in the off season, we set out to get depth, especially in that midfield. And we were kind of worried about the depth on the back line, but the fact that Palacios has been able to step in and like you said, like the stats speak for themselves. Like he was not holding anyone back. He was not holding the team back at all. He was actually helping us move forward. So like I'm more confident now that when Walker comes back and if he has to take any more time for whatever reason, well, we've got Palacios back there. I'm not saying he should take Walker's spot at all. I'm not saying that right now, but I'm saying, hey man, let's I can't wait to see how he develops as a Nashville SC defender, because I think we might have something there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think whatever this looks like, however long it is, whether he needs to come back slowly, having pieces to put back there. I mean, we haven't even seen, if we look at just the back line in general, we haven't even seen Taylor Washington this year.
That's true.
We've seen Josh Bauer coming in at right back. We haven't seen him as center back yet. We haven't seen Julian Gaines. So, I mean, there is still depth there.
We
saw Julian Gaines. I guess he was he went in as like right wing, right?
Yeah. So he went in on as a sub for Josh. But that just goes to show you we've got depth finally, and it's not depth to just have people. It is depth of quality, and that's something that we've wanted for a long time, and it's showing now.
But good win for Nashville. We needed that after those couple late losses in a row. Nashville definitely needed that. So, guys, stick around. We're gonna keep it here talking about the MVP of our hearts. We're gonna keep it all about Hany in this next segment. You don't want to miss that conversation. Stick around.
Are you tired of neck or back pain? Maybe it's shoulder pain or headaches get in the way of your busy life. Well, Christ Chiropractic is right here in Franklin, Tennessee, and they've been helping families and professionals live their best life for over 25 years. They specialize in spinal decompression therapy and chiropractic adjustments that are there to tackle the pain and get down to the root cause without drugs, without surgery. So whether it's stress from work or chasing your kids around, they have got you covered. Visit ChristChiropractic.com. That's CRIST chiropractic.com to schedule your appointment and take the first step toward living a pain-free life.
And we're back. And just like the illustrious Ginger Snap here, aforementioned in the previous segment, we're going to talk about Hany Mukhtar, because I think it's like kind of like a man of many faces. It seems on the surface, it seems that way. If all you did was listen to and just troll and stalk the Nashville SC Reddit pages and Facebook pages and Twitter, you would get so many different ideas of who Hany Mukhtar is and what he's done for the team. You're like, if you just go back like 2 or 3 weeks ago, even just a week ago, right? Just go back a week ago. Hany Mukhtar's falling off a cliff. This guy's washed. You know what I'm saying? I've even seen pictures of him on a milk carton, bro. Like, but then like, if we just look at Twitter on the flip side of that, once again, I'm going to quote my guy, Jeff here, man. NSC stats. This has been his best chance creation and ball progression season, right? So I guess for the people who are looking at Hany to put the ball in the net, they're disappointed. But for the people that are looking at Hany as a soccer player, as a football player, and part of an 11-man team product, we are seeing, well, he's doing not just a good job, he's doing a pretty good job. I hesitate to say great. Logan, what opinions do you have? Like, where does Hany fall on your expectation of him this season? Is he meeting your expectation? Because that's what it is. It's people, everyone is remembering his MVP season and immediately equates his name with goals.
Yeah.
So a lot of these people who are disappointed, their expectation is no goals, not enough goals, and he's missed some pretty bad ones this season. So that doesn't help. What do you think?
So for me, it's not that he is without goals. I honestly, and I've said it before, I don't care if he's without goals if he's still helping to create chances. My biggest problem, and something that I noticed a lot, because I analyzed leading into this topic, I analyzed specifically just this last match with him. And one of the things that I saw over and over and over again is that he's playing a lot from the back. And so he's getting those key plays, but he's so far back that when key plays are happening without him, he's not able to make it up to the front to be a part of that attack. And it's really, so I'm kind of hesitant to say it's good. I'm kind of hesitant to say it's bad, because he is helping to lead out the team, bring things forward. He's playing some good defensive side of things, but it's also causing a lot of issues for our attack and just how much more we could go and how much further our ceiling could be if he played and stayed towards the front.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I don't know where I'm at with it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I've always been kind of confused about with Hany is everyone says he's a center forward and he's supposed to be kind of up front and like, it's like we don't, as a team and as a fan base, we don't really know where he's supposed to be in the attack and where he's most effective. Like, we want him kind of playing a striker, right? And right up front at the tip of the spear, putting the ball in the back of the net. But we also see that he is pretty effective when he's lagging a little bit behind that front part of the attack and distributing the ball. Like, he's done good work for us there.
He's a 10, right? He plays the 10 position.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he plays a false
one
nine.
of the best.
See, we can't even agree on what he does on this podcast.
But one of the best to ever play a 10 role is Lionel Messi. Watch what Miami did this. Like, he had like 3 or 4 dimes from like back, and it's like, you don't have to be that forward, because Messi, he scored multiple goals. He's had those dime passes from way back. He's been on the wing multiple times. Like, a 10 can float and can be whatever he needs to be. And I think we're seeing more of that from Hany this year than we have, because we actually have other goal scorers. We have 8 goal scorers this season already, 8 games in. 8 games in, we have 8 goal scorers. And so Hany doesn't have to be the goal scorer. So I think we're seeing his role shift and him being able to create. I mean, if you just look at his stats this season, he is tied for the most goals for the team. He has the most shots for the team. He has the most shots on target for the team. He has the most key passes for the team. He has the most expected goals for the team. So Hany is still Hany. I don't know where all this rhetoric is that Hany's washed, that he's on a milk carton, that he's not. Like, guys, Hany is still being Hany. He's just doing it differently than we've seen in the past. And I think that if you're actually watching and you've been a fan of this sport, not just a fan of Nashville, a fan of the sport for longer than 5 years, then you know Hany is playing a true number 10 role now. You're seeing him create for the team, and the team built around him is actually at a higher level than Hany's ever had.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, well, you've got someone like Sam Surridge, who is, I believe, tied now for his most MLS goal, or he's getting to that. He's getting, hold on, what was the stat that, what is it? Sam Surridge is now tied with his game-winning tally. This is from NashvilleSC.com, their recap of the game. Sam Surridge is now tied for his 3rd most MLS career goals in club history with 16.
He has 16 career goals with Nashville SC, and in what a year and a half, 2 years, because he came in 2 years ago, right? Halfway
years ago
the
this
season,
summer, yeah.
and we're only 8 games into this season, and he's third already.
Oh, okay. I was reading that so wrong. I was like, he doesn't have 16 goals this season.
No,
okay,
he's career.
So he's already in 2 years. He's already our third, like he's our third highest scorer. He's tied for a third highest scorer.
So we're in year 6, right? So for the first 3.5 years, Hany had no one. I mean, like literally, he had no one else.
So do you think Hany's goals, the goals that people are wanting to see Hany get, do you think they're going to Sam Surridge and maybe
I think they're
Josh
going to
Bauer
Sam Surridge,
and Ahmed Kassem?
yeah.
Andy Nahar.
Yeah, Nahar. You're saying, I mean, and that's okay. I want that from a team aspect. We might not get an MVP. We might not get a Golden Boot winner. However, I am way more concerned with silverware for the team rather than silverware for individuals, because when the team is scoring like they are and when the team is playing like they are, I can guarantee everyone on that team is more concerned with that aspect of it.
I think the most interesting thing about, especially when we talk about like Hany's, when people talk about Hany's falling off, he's not scoring, and we look at the way that this team has been remolded, especially this season, I don't feel like I have another team in mind that I can compare Nashville SC to, where the goals are just being distributed so much, like around, like, you know what I mean? That's not like, even for MLS, that's a weird thing. Like if you look at some of the best MLS teams, right? Like I don't know who's scoring up in Vancouver, but I'm pretty sure it's not the whole team, right?
Apparently White, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like you've got Vancouver, Miami. We know who's going to score in Miami. For Charlotte, you know where the goals are coming from in Charlotte. In Atlanta, we know where the goals are supposed to come from, but they're not coming from there.
I will say Charlotte does have a pretty good amount of distribution. I believe they have 7 goal scorers this year.
Oh, 7 goal scorers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well,
they're up there. But
I guess the thing is they spent money on they spent big money on attackers like that. And so like you kind of are expecting, like the way that they're built, you're expecting the goals to come from there. And with Nashville SC, you're not like if you've been following the league and you know who Hany Mukhtar is, then you're definitely keeping an eye on them. But like I said, if you've been following the team, you're not sure where these goals are going to come from.
Exactly. So I love that because I love, like we were talking Hany, we were talking about, you know, where has he been, who is what's his role now. I love that he doesn't have to be the goal scorer, because exactly what you're saying, you don't know where those goals are coming from. You look at Miami, Nashville actually has the same amount of goals as Miami this season, but our goals are way more spread out. You know who the goals are coming from Miami. Now, those guys are at another level and it's very difficult to defend those goals. However, when you know who to defend, it makes it a little bit easier. When Nashville, you got in the box, who are you worried about? Walker Zimmerman's out, so who are we supposed to cover? You know, like in the box, we know Sam Surridge, Jack Mayer, Dan Lovitz. Wait, what? We were supposed to guard him on a set piece?
No one was.
Alex Wheel in the back. Alex Wheel on set pieces has scored, several times for us.
Josh Bauer. We have to watch. We have to watch a right back on a deflection and a rebound attempt. Wait, what? Like, I love what this has become, because you don't know where they're going to come from. Eddie Togseth has had so many chances. He's going to get one, but he's playing the 6 role right now. It's like we have to guard a defensive. Wait, hold up. What? And so I love it because it's causing chaos for other teams.
So, and that's the thing. So, bring this back to Hany real quick. Like, we see him. If you watch the game, you see the other things he does. And I'm not gonna lie, I have had moments in this season where I've been very disappointed in Hany's misses when he hasn't been able to score. His PKs especially, right? But I watched the game and I just watched Hany Mukhtar and I'm like, oh crap, man, he's putting in work. What I want to know, Logan, Actually, I want to know from both of y'all, Logan, Austin. I just one at a time though. What would it take, right, for you guys to say that Hany has fallen off? Because we've seen the goal scoring again. We still don't know if Hany's going to get back to his goal scoring ways. It always takes about until midway in the season, and then he starts ramping up. But like the way people are talking now, 8 games in, 5 games in, 3 games in, Hany's already fallen off, and that's just because of him missing and not being able to score. What would it take for y'all? I want to know what y'all would say when y'all would say Hany's fallen off, if ever. Like, what would it take?
It's a hard one because I love players, and I love keeping and following players. Like, I'm a Bayern Munich fan, and we're seeing Thomas Müller in his last season with Bayern Munich, and it's really sad. Some people would say that Thomas Müller has fallen off. I still think he's playing at a high level, an elite level. I'm hoping he comes to the MLS and we get to see that. Hany, like I said, I just called out all of those stats. Yeah, he's not scoring the goals, but he's not fallen off. I'm a fan of the sport who's been watching this game for a long time. He is still playing at an elite level. It just looks different, and he may not get the same stats that we are used to Hany Mukhtar getting. However, I think that the team is in a better position than we've been in since 2021 when made that run, whenever that was.
We're in a much better spot now.
And so watching Hany with this team, I think that his role is shifting, but I think that he is growing into it. Every game you're seeing Hany grow into this new role. So I don't know what it'll take for me to say that he's washed, but he's not there yet.
Logan?
I mean, one of the things that we talk about all the time when it comes to different players who have struggled in the past, right? Something that we talked about with Josh Bauer last year versus this year. Something that we talked about with Alex Muyl last year versus this year is, where are they evolving? What is their evolution of their game looking like? Alex Muyl, I was not a fan of. He has changed his game to the point where, wow, he's making really good runs, plays. He evolved. Josh Bauer, I had so many struggles with him being on that right side last year. Look at him this year. He's evolved. He's growing. He's learning from guys that are around him. Hany's doing the same thing. A lot of the thing that people don't understand is that Hany is not the only guy anymore. He doesn't have to be the only guy anymore. We've scored more goals this season, this early, than we have in a very long time, I think ever. 12 goals in 8 games already this season. That's huge. That is absolutely ginormous. We are on pace to hit our 50 goals.
At least I think we're close to it. Through that.
Right now we're on pace to hit 48. Yeah. But that's huge. I mean, guys, something that like a lot of people are thinking is that Hany is still the only guy, and he's not anymore. They want him to be the only guy. They want him to be the goal scorer that he was. But he, much like everyone else on that team, is evolving to something more. Now, does that mean he's going to score as many goals as he has in the past? Probably not. But is it going to create more chances for us? Is it going to lead to more goals? Is it going to lead to a better team? Is he going to be a leader in that front side, that front half, that final third when it comes to key passes, when it comes to assists? Absolutely he is. He's still going to be our MVP. His game's just going to look different. Yeah.
And here's the thing. You guys both mentioned a certain word that I love, evolve. As this team has completely changed over from last season to this season, from Gary to BJ, there's a lot, like, when change happens, bro, we've all been through it. You have 2 choices: evolve or die, adapt, or like it's or not. And if you're not able to adapt, then get out of here, next man up. So like for me, the fact that Hany has seen the team evolve, he could have been super. We talked about his humble nature. he could have been very like, hey man, I'm still gonna be the guy that's scoring all the goals and taking the shots. He's taking shots that like guys who are scorers should take. And yeah, he may not be hitting them, but you can't pass up some of these opportunities that he's taking and in some cases missing. But here's the thing. I think what you guys both said is important. Like the fact that we're watching him in front of our eyes evolve into something different tells you he's not falling off, bro. He's not falling off. Like good players adapt. As they age, they adapt. As their situation changes, that they adapt. That's what great players do. And that's what you're seeing from Hany Mukhtar. I think the problem that the fan base has to address is an internal problem with ourselves. And I think we have to adapt with them. I think they're about to leave us in the dust, honestly. So speaking of which, I think we got to talk about some power rankings and how a certain team of ours has starting to turn some heads and catch some eyes. Right up next.
What's up, Mixtape family? The new season's around the corner. In fact, it's already here, and you know it's time to turn it up. Tailgates, away match days, the whole shebang.
And here's the play. Our official watch party spot this season is going to be Lucky's 3-star bar. That's 3 stars out of 5, and it's just a short walk from Geodis Park on 4th Ave.
Nah, man, I'm giving them 5 stars out of 5 because Lucky's is where it is at. The pregame is strong, catching every single minute of the action, watching our Nashville SC boys get the dub with the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
And you already know you can still get lit with me at Lucky's. Cold drinks, glizzy, screens everywhere. The vibe is undefeated.
So roll up with your squad. In fact, you're part of our squad. Come to Lucky's 3-star bar. It's our new away match day headquarters. Let's make this season legendary.
Big energy all season long. Let's get it.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, from being back. This time around, we're going to talk a little bit about power rankings. Want to bring it up. 615 Soccer has put in match week 8 Nashville at number 2 in the power rankings. Now, of course, they have their own little metrics. They see things a little bit different than MLS does, than Sports Illustrated.
A little bit.
Hey, they see things a little different. And I love the guys over at 615. Like, they're awesome. Don't get me wrong. Love everything they do. I like their analysis. I mean, all of us follow them pretty closely. They're pretty great at it. But I think this might be a little premature to put them up that high. Maybe that's just me. I mean, comment down below what you guys think. We want to hear from you guys as well. But I'm going to ask Austin, Tunji, number 2, number 10, somewhere in between there. Where are you going to place Nashville this year? Let's look at this last week and currently this year. Austin.
I think 9 or 10 is fair.
Okay.
Because they've had the late losses. They've given up more leads than they usually do. So they're definitely scoring more goals. That's why they're not lower than that. But I wouldn't put them a lot higher than that because they are giving up. I mean, we talked about they've allowed 5 times this season allowing the first goal. So
yep.
I think 9 or 10 is fair.
I'll say this. There was a little girl standing next to our capo stand this last match, and she looked up at me after they scored early, and she goes, "It's okay, because every time they score early, we win. But every time they score or we score first, we lose." And I was like, you know what?
Stuff.
Hey, I was like, you know what? I will take that. So I was like, as many leads as we've given up.
I will take that. I don't like that. I don't like giving up the lead.
I don't like giving up the first
I'm fine
goal.
with the fight. I'm fine with the fight, getting back, but I don't want to give up the lead.
I thought it was a fair assessment. Those little girls, shout out to them. I don't know if their parents are listening at all. I told them to check us out, but still, they were awesome. They literally kept the hype going this last match. That should have been if we were going to have a play, skip, repeat, they would have been my repeat. But Tunji, talk to me, man. 2, 10, 29. Where are you putting us, man? Where are you putting us for this last match? Where are you putting us for the year? Kind of give us a little bit of your take on that.
I'm just gonna go for the year, and I say
All
on
right.
the year we're like hovering between like an 8 and a 12. And actually, you know,
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna give you a range, and I'm gonna say that because we're hovering between that 8 and 12 because one, it's like the strength of our schedule, right? Like we haven't, in my opinion, outside of Philadelphia, beat
Hmm.
like well, one, I don't think we've played some of the best teams out there, right? And showed a convincing thing. Like Philadelphia was great and it was convincing, but that was the only one where I'm like, well, you know, that's a legitimately good team that we just beat.
Oh, we should have drawn against Charlotte. We should have drawn against Cincy. Gave up the late penalties.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, and that's exactly why I'm like, you know what? Like between an 8 and a 12, like if we're hovering around there, that's great because you know, like it keeps me grounded as a fan. Now, if you ask me what I truly believe that we are, we're always number one. All right, we're always number one, and things just don't go our way because the soccer gods hate us. All right, that's me. That's unhinged Tunji. Okay, that's unhinged take Tunji. If that's what you wanted, that's what you got.
That's funny. I mean, hey, I'll be honest. I've got to sit in, and maybe I'm a little more optimistic in some of it, but I've got to sit in roughly at like a 7 spot. You're right. We have not shown out against the biggest teams. We've not played the biggest teams, but the teams that we have played and the teams, especially the teams that we've beat, even the ones that we've lost against, we've shown ourselves for the most part to be the better team, with the exception of the Red Bulls. I feel like each game we showed ourselves to be the better team. We just couldn't close out on our losses. And that's what I say. Like, again, I understand where 615 Soccer is at in this last game. Whitecaps absolutely smashed. They have them at number 1. I do too. But number 2,
Everyone
number
has
3,
been
number
number
4,
one.
I mean, if you're going to give us the play, let's be real. Even though they called an offsides and called it back, RSL scored on us the second time, and they had a very convincing attack where Joe did have to pull out some stops in a big way. And if it weren't for Joe making a couple of incredible saves, they could have easily beat us 3-2.
Yeah. Now, there is something that if you notice, MLS posted in their latest power rankings that Nashville, they said in parentheses, yes, Nashville, lead the league
crazy.
in expected goals created through 8 games. They are leading the league in expected goals created. We talked about Hany in the last segment. He has the most key passes. So with us leading the league in expected goals created, I think that has a lot to do with Hany right now, but that says a lot for our attack. If we bury a lot of those chances, we're sitting a whole lot higher in the power rankings.
Bro, that's shade. I mean, I get it. The yes,
Nashville.
I get it, but I'm like, hey, man, come on, let us live, bro. Like we made a whole season like turnaround, and now everyone's acting surprised. Like, yeah, come on, man.
Mean, one of the things that
do all that.
Yeah, one of the things that I will say, and one of the reasons I want to know your reasons on why you guys aren't putting us higher. And for me, I put us at a 7 for expected goals, but one of the reasons I'm not putting us higher, and I think one of the reasons that MLS is not putting us higher, that Sports Illustrated is not putting us higher, is the fact that we are not converting goals.
Yeah.
We're not
converting. We've had chance after chance after chance. I mean, just this last match, we had 12 shots on target. That's insane that we only got 2 goals, and one of them being a PK. I mean, Austin, why is it that you are not putting people higher? Or people, Nashville higher?
Yeah, I got you. It's because the late finishes, the late losses that we're not closing out games like we should be. We're also not completing the chances. Against the teams that we have faced, like Tunji was saying, I go back to good old Nick Saban, greatest college football coach of all time. The strength of schedule has to matter. The strength of schedule has to matter. When he says that, I do look at our strength of schedule. We have not had the strongest strength of schedule. And so, you have to weigh our wins accordingly.
Yeah,
All
which is a blessing in disguise because it's letting the team kind of find their way. And again, I'm still treating the season like it's a learning, growing season. But here's why I'm not gonna put them in that like top 5 ranking until I see it. It's what we were talking about earlier, and it's their strength and their weakness.
Mhm.
Like the strength being the goals are coming from everywhere.
Yep.
The weakness being the goals are coming from everywhere, bro. Like
Yeah.
in the sense that like I feel like to beat some of these teams, you have to know that they're going to score 2 or 3 on you if you mess up just one time on, like if you mess up in covering Messi, he's gonna score on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just like Chicago did a really good job this past weekend, but like guys like Messi, guys like who's the guy over
Gazdag from Philly.
guys
now with
thinking,
Columbus.
Yeah, guys like that, like, and it's not just the guys. It's just like there are teams that we know, like, dude, they're gonna score on you. It's a given if you mess up on defense. I feel like Nashville doesn't have that yet. Like, I feel like teams feel like they can easily stop us if they spread their defense out well enough. Like
what I'm hearing, I think, is that there are teams with a set formula that is proven, whereas Nashville is yet to find their formula this year.
And I mean, there's like I said, it's a strength that there's a little bit of chaos and their goals coming from everywhere. But again, like it's one of these things where I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be Ahmed Kassem, if it's gonna be Sam Surridge, or if we're gonna have to bring somebody else in. But we talk about not converting. I feel like that's going to come back and bite us.
Yeah.
It's going to.
Has.
Like
it already has.
It's, you know, I mean, it already has. So like as we get deeper in the season, as we start talking about playoffs, as we start talking about Open Cup, not being able to convert goals and that being something that's well known for your team, like it's great that we're getting the chances, but it's more worrying that we're not converting to me.
I agree. And something that we could easily do this next week is convert, especially with a win on the road, because we are playing against Seattle on the 19th. So they're a little bit lower in the MLS rankings than us when it comes to actual MLS power rankings. MLS has them set at 17. MLS, or our boys at 615 Soccer this last week have them sitting at number 20. There's plenty of room for us to move, and there's plenty of chances that we're creating to easily move up. And I want to see that this weekend. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys should definitely join us over at Lucky's 3-star, because we will be there cheering on the boys in gold on the 19th. Austin, why don't you send us out while shouting that out?
All right. Yeah. Definitely come out to Lucky's. But we're going to wrap another episode of Mixtape 615. Big love to all of you guys. We could not do it without you guys. We say it every week because we mean it every week. You guys keep us going. Giving us those little shout outs on the street. That little bit of encouragement. We do appreciate it. We do like that. Big love to our ace producer, Doug Ranson, keeping us rolling, showing up to the matches that we win. When he and his wife are at matches, we win. So guys, comment if you need to buy them tickets, whatever that needs to happen. Every match that they've been at together, we win. So, we're going to make that happen. Make sure to check out our merch shop. Logan wearing our Eddie Togseth trainer shirt.
Eddie's family purchased this shirt, people. Eddie's family purchased this shirt and had it shipped to Norway.
Not like local, like they had it shipped to Norway. So
we ship international
to Norway. You should you should grab one. Where can they find that, Logan? On our store, on our
you can go to mixtape615.com and click on merch. Yep.
All right. Perfect. Don't forget to stay connected. Just like Logan said, hit us up at mixtape615.com and on all of our socials, Instagram, Facebook, X. Hit us up at mixtape615. And for all of our video content, you can find us on YouTube at mixtape615pod. But guys, keep it real, keep it vibing. Until next episode, Mixtape 615 is signing off.